Hello everyone, and welcome back to NextGen ICT. If you're new here, this channel is all about learning web development step by step in a simple and beginner-friendly way. This is HTML Day 12, and today we're starting a very important topic, HTML forms. And we'll focus on the basics. Let's get started. Let's start with a simple question. What is an HTML form? An HTML form is used to collect user input. Anytime you see a login page, a sign-up form, or a contact page, you're looking at an HTML form. Now let's create one. I'm going to open my HTML file. Inside the body, I'll type form tag. This form tag is like a container. Everything related to user input goes inside this tag. Inputs, labels, and buttons. For now, we won't worry about where the data goes. We're only focusing on structure. Now let's talk about the most important form element, the input tag. The input tag is used to take input from the user. It is a self-closing tag, so it does not need a closing tag. Let me type a simple input inside the form. If I save and refresh, we see a small input box. But this input doesn't know what type of data it should accept. That's where the type attribute comes in. Let's create a text input. I'll update the input like this, save and refresh. Now we have a text box where users can type anything like a name, username, or a city. This is the most commonly used input type. Now let's add a password field. Below the text input, I'll type password, save and refresh. Notice what happens. When I type, the characters are hidden. This is used for passwords, PIN numbers, and sensitive information. Now let's add an email input. Save and refresh. This input is special. It checks if the user enters a valid email format. For example, it must include the @ symbol. This gives us basic validation for free. Now let's make this form more user-friendly. Right now, users don't know what each input is for. That's why we use labels. Before the text input, I'll add label tag. Now the user knows exactly what to enter. Labels improve readability, accessibility, and user experience. You should always use labels with form inputs. Now let's add a button to our form. Inside the form, I'll type button tag, save, and refresh. Now we have a clickable button. This button will later be used to submit form data. For now, we're just building the structure. Let's talk about some common beginner mistakes. Forgetting to wrap inputs inside a form tag, using inputs without labels, using text input for passwords, and creating forms without buttons. Forms should always be clear and easy to understand. Now it's your turn. Try this. Create a form, add a label and text input for name, add a password input, add an email input, and add a submit button. Pause the video and practice. This is how you actually improve. If this video helped you, like, subscribe, and support NextGen ICT. See you in the next lesson.